have 400 people in our audience and thousands more. Hello, all of you on screen. Hello, everybody on screen. I am here because I care deeply about the future of our country. And I know that all of you do too. Please welcome Kamala Harris. Wouldn't it be great if we brought all the groups together at one time? And that's why we're here. So we have the Cat Ladies for Kamala here. Rural Americans for Harris. Caregivers for Kamala. Train lovers for Harris Waltz. I didn't know there were train lovers. Train lovers. Chefs for Kamala. Love that group. Republicans for Harris. Love that group even more. Unite for America!
The event had all those constituency groups and others, and then it had some stars that, quite frankly, the Republican convention would have been very excited for even one contemporary A-lister, let alone this many. Bryan Cranston, Julia Roberts, Chris Rock, Ben Stiller, Meryl Streep. I am just listing some of them. And I'm going to remind you, as we've discussed on this program, culture, arts, music, these are things that bring us together, especially across generations. So before I go any deeper into the Harris event, I want to remind you how these powerful cultural and often beloved figures transcend our polarized politics.
Hey, are you the little guy making all that big noise? Huh?
I don't understand why it's so difficult to confirm an appointment.
No, I'm so sorry, Miranda. I actually did confirm last night.
Details of your incompetence do not interest me.
You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
They stealing our money. The pension. You worked for 35 years. You thought you was gonna leave your kids a will. Now you're gonna leave them a won't.
I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
Hey, who can't relate to that? All of these stars who have connected with so many people are stepping out of their roles as thespians and into their role as a citizen, if I can be so bold. And these are people that command a following, command attention for all kinds of reasons. Oprah, using her skill set, bringing them all together to give their endorsements and the shine of their stars to Kamala Harris.
I'm just smiling from ear to ear, Oprah. I have never felt this much joy and optimism in a campaign in a long time.
I've always been a fan of Kamala, even back when she was running for, I remember writing her a check when she was like the district attorney for something. Maybe it was to get out of a parking ticket or something. But
I am a mother of 2 kids. This is their first chance to vote in an election, and I couldn't be more excited for them to have the legacy to say that their first vote they ever cast for president was for you. I have just chills saying that out loud.
I would like to say to you 2 women, thank you for what you represent, because as a 52-year-old childless woman, I want to say to the people who think that a woman's worth is measured in her baby count, I mean, shout out to all the amazing mothers, but the childless women have been mothering the world and elevating culture as aunties, godmothers, teachers, mentors, sisters and friends, and the list goes on, and you do not need to push out a baby to help push humanity forward.
With Meryl, with the Meryl Streep clap. Who wouldn't like a Meryl Streep clap, honestly? Now, you can say, well, oh, Hollywood liberalism and all the other things we've heard, but the truth is, this is America, and people love the movies, and they love the music, and nowadays a lot of people love and follow the internet stars. And in a competition of campaigns, you're going to have a contrast, and you're going to have competition over who has the bigger stars. And it's not really close if you compare it to the RNC and Hulk Hogan, no disrespect, or Kid Rock, who does have some bops. But any cultural expert would tell you we're not at the same level and we're not at the same contemporary currency. Nothing wrong with a throwback. I love old music. But these are people at the top of their game right now. I mentioned Meryl Streep, who we all love. Nothing unique about that. 3-time Oscar winner, discussing Trump trying to steal or undermine the election.
What happens when you win and he doesn't accept it? And you know that there's going to be this long slog of shenanigans. And I'm wondering how we get to that moment, how we preserve certification on January 6th. Because if it doesn't happen, it'll be maybe thrown back to the legislatures of the states. And I wonder if we're ready for January 7th, 8th, 9th, and what happens.
Are we ready for January 7th is a serious and fair question. Now, in that setting, discussing these issues, as you saw, with real people affected, I showed you that serious moment earlier, with Oprah, and then with some of these cultural leaders, these artists that so many people relate to, Harris took on that question and said they're ready. They have the legal team. She's a lawyer herself, and they're going to deal with anything that happens. And then she covered many other topics over the broadcast.
One of the things that I have realized in the course of our campaign is that more Americans than we may realize who voted for Trump before have decided January 6th was just a bridge too far. I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later. Yeah. So part of my plan is to give startup small businesses a $50,000 tax deduction to start up their small business. Right now, it's $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. So that's part of my plan.
That's a teeny-tiny business.
That's a business in
teeny-tiny business.
It's a concept of a business, right?
Yes.
I said on the debate stage, look, because he's having a very difficult time, obviously, processing the fact that 81 million people fired him, right? Do not be afraid to vote. Because I think there is also something quite insidious about these attacks on the electorate in these various forms that are intended to convince people that their vote won't matter.
Kamala Harris putting in the context there on more than one issue, and that was a lot of support of what Oprah can do. Jay-Z, someone who I've quoted before and who endorsed Barack Obama's first run and did a lot of the kind of cultural outreach we're seeing here, once said, Biggie Flo, shout out to O, we're going to need a million Mo, a million more Oprahs or Obamas. The O in that lyric is ambiguous. But Kamala Harris knows all about both O's, which brings us to another chapter tonight. I showed you a lot of Harris, but she's doing a lot of things. Her campaign, while she was in Michigan with Oprah, has the other O, Obama, on the trail today out in California. He, of course, also spoke at the DNC and has been used online. He, I can mention, blasted out that same Oprah broadcast today to his social media followers. He's in a new Harris ad that's been running. And this relationship, remember, you could say, oh, Democrats get along. They always support the nominee. Yes, you're supposed to. But this is a relationship that actually dates all the way back to his rise in 2008.
Barack has said it so well, feeling the audacity. And stand together and vote together on November 6th for President Barack Obama.
A dear, dear friend of mine, so I want everybody to do right by her. San Francisco District Attorney Kamala Harris.
He is right now someone who I am proud of as an American. He is a leader who has taken on some of the most difficult issues we face.
As your senator, Kamala Harris will be a fearless fighter for the people of California every single day. And in my friend Kamala Harris, he's chosen an ideal partner who is more than prepared for the job. You are doing great. You will continue to be doing great.
We need someone on that stage who has the ability to rebuild the Obama coalition. I believe I am that candidate.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you.
We are ready for a President Kamala Harris.
Shout out to O. We're going to need 1 million Mo. Well, maybe Harris could be the next O. That's obviously on everyone's mind as they work together. And then you have the other stars who are speaking out in their own ways on their own platforms. Oprah's using her platform. She knows how to put on a great broadcast and give a great speech and touch those different notes I mentioned. Other people, like Billie Eilish, who endorsed and backed Harris and to urge people to vote, to over 100 million followers online this week, or Taylor Swift, whose endorsement has echoed since the debate, are doing their thing their way. It's an interesting time in politics, and yet don't forget, the race is still tied in many of the key states. By the end of the hour, we have an Obama pollster about those margins of error. But first, we're going to discuss whether there is 1 million more O's on the way, as Kamala Harris seems to have all the stars you could ask for, capping a really big week.